We're going to talk about the news, and we're going to talk about Ubisoft because we've never really spoken about them too much. You know what I think about them?
These nuts.
We're going to talk about Ubisoft because this is bad. This could be the year that Ubisoft goes either bankrupt, gets sold. Either way, if Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't do incredible, I keep looking at the wrong camera. They're in big trouble. Ubisoft value tanks. Guys, the market cap dropped 85% from 2021 to 2025. This is bad. This is crazy. Like, I know we take the piss with Ubisoft and say what they used to be, all of the, I feel like Iron Man, I do. But this is absolutely crazy because Ubisoft used to be one of the biggest powerhouses in gaming history. And it's just unbelievable what's happened. Like 85% from 2021 to 2025, their market cap. And it's just crazy. So when you look at this, this is this is unbelievable. Like, look at this. Like, if we go to, this is the last 5 years where they peaked in 2021, and it's just continued to get worse. Yes, they had a bit of an increase here, and it is continuing to get worse. And yeah, I agree with you guys. They had it coming, unfortunately. But let's carry on reading this. Once a titan in the gaming industry, Ubisoft have experienced a dramatic and concerning decline in value over the past 4 years, from a market capitalization of 12.17 billion in January of 2021. The company's value plummeted to a mere 12.17 billion in January 21. I don't know if I said million. And it's plummeted to a mere 1.78 billion by January 2025, from 12.17 to 1.78 billion. And you know what? They've bought it upon themselves. There are so many things that we need to talk about, which we're going to go to. That's why we're taking our time today. And like you guys have said, give us good games, skip the politics, then you sell good. We're going to come to Star Wars as well. So this represents an alarming loss of 85%, underscoring severe financial turmoil, strategic missteps that have left the Assassin's Creed developer struggling to maintain its foothold in a highly competitive industry. In January 2021, Ubisoft stood strong with a market cap of 12.17 billion. They reflected this. Their status was like the powerhouse in gaming, and it's true. However, by January 2024, the companies have been cut to 74%, and now it's gone down even more. The downward trajectory continued unabated into 2025, where the market cap decreased by nearly 43% from the previous year, settling at 1.78 billion. This is crazy, guys. This is like, it's not the same Ubisoft. It isn't the same Ubisoft. This total reduction of $10.39 billion over 4 years, deep-rooted issues within the company's operation and strategy. It's crazy. The company's inability to sustain liquidity sufficient to cover its mounting debt, impeding release of Assassin's Creed Shadows in February, a game that has already garnered significant negative reception. You know what as well was crazy? What's crazy for me is that even with Assassin's Creed Shadows was supposed to come out, was it in November? And after Star Wars Outlaws, and you see the bugs, the glitches, people that got the early access and they had to restart their playthrough. The fact that they delayed the game, not because, like, the fact that they said, oh yeah, well, because it's not ready, we're going to delay it. The fact that they were going to release it anyway, knowing that it wasn't finished, there were bugs. And because of the flop of Star Wars Outlaws, like supposedly it sold what? Just about 1 million? This is a Star Wars project, the Star Wars name. And to think they're like, oh, we better delay it because we need to, like, they didn't even learn from that. When would they learn? And that's just like, that's literally just touching on the surface. So a game that has already garnered significant negative reception. Of course, when I saw some of the gameplay, you're in Japan, and it looks so off playing as Yasuke. I still don't get it. But if Shadow flops, though, guys, this is if it flops. Like, I still think it's going to sell well. It's an Assassin's Creed game, but then again, if you feel like the whole majority of Japan don't like the game, how much of I feel like the sales are going to be very poor for this one. If Shadow flops, it could cripple Ubisoft's ability to secure further loans to sustain operations through to 2025. With its current valuation to debt ratio, no bank would be likely to extend an additional credit without a solid assurance of repayment. Unless a miracle occurs, Shadows could deepen Ubisoft's financial woes and potentially push the company towards bankruptcy. Oh my gosh.
Damn.
And obviously, as we've spoken the last few months, it has been suggested that the company is on the verge of privatization and dismantling into 2025, so they could get bought out. Wow. He points out that Ubisoft's share price has nosedived, making it, look at that. And what's crazy, guys, isn't Assassin's Creed Shadows going to be one of the most highly monetized games? This, again, it's not even just the buggy games, the repetitive, boring games, the bugs in games, the lack of creativity, the politics. It's supposedly, this is going to be the most highly monetized game of an Assassin's Creed games. Out of all the Assassin's Creed games. To think it's a single player game and you are putting monetization into this game. Like, how much do you want to just turn your back on the gamers? And the fact that they said about not owning your own games, players should get used to not owning their own games. It's like, we've spoken about this before with owning games as well. And for me, the reason why I support physical media, and people say, yeah, but look at movies, look at music. Music, we used to buy an album for like £10. Games are like £60, £70. I don't want to just rent a game for £70. Movies, when the DVD used to come out, I reckon it was like £10. I know Blu-ray would be a bit more expensive, but you're getting the DVD, you own it. It's £20 or... And for me, the movies, I love movies, but I'm not as obviously passionate about movies than I am with games. So to say not owning your own games, well, I'm not going to pay £70 on a game that I do not own. So they've turned their back on numerous occasions on their gamers, on their customers. What makes it worse, guys, I didn't even know this. 2 months later, I didn't realize Assassin's Creed Origins is getting pounded with negative Steam reviews because the Windows update that broke it still isn't fixed. So imagine that. This game is one I really liked, Assassin's Creed Origins, but that it's been 2 months and it's literally been broken because of an update. And this is not just this game. Supposedly Star Wars Outlaws, Avatar. So it's basically Ubisoft games. Wrap it up, Ubisoft. Hey, we're gonna take our time on this. So while some games have been fixed, issues still abound in the trilogy of Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. And the first of those titles in particular is paying the price on Steam. So on November 22nd last year, Microsoft confirmed that a handful of Ubisoft games... Why is it Ubisoft games? Why is it Ubisoft games? They were prone to become unresponsive while starting, loading, or during active gameplay. Due to the effects of 24H2 updates to Avatar and Star Wars Outlaws quickly fixed the issues. But the slightly older Assassin's Creed titles are still suffering. So currently, Windows 11 will not download the update if you have affected game installed. So if you've been slowly trekking through Origins since before the rollout, you should still be okay. But if you recently purchased a title like Origins, which just happened to go down to $5.99 as part of the recent Steam winter sale, you'll likely already have a 24H2 installed and might be in for a very bad time. The fact that it's taken them 2 months to fix their damn game, that this is a game that is an old title, and whether it's because of the software, it's like it's taken you that long, and now it's obviously getting review bombed. Well, I say review bombed. It's getting bad reviews because the game don't work. So it's just so many things. And this is just like, it's been 2 months to not fix the game. Don't waste your time. Ask Ubisoft to fix it if I see he doesn't care at all. Ubisoft is in difficult times right now. The service is really bad. Everything is really bad. This is just crazy. So for all these things, and where do, like, Shadows is the last hope. Like, I assume that they're going to get bought out or they hit bankruptcy. And you know what? There was a time that I used to feel sorry for you. There was a time, not long ago, that I freaking loved Ubisoft games. I remember playing Immortals Phoenix Rising for the first time on my Switch. And then I bought it on PS5 and I could transfer my data. I really loved that game. I was upset that they didn't carry that on. And there was, I enjoyed the Far Cry series, the Assassin's Creed early on. I was like, man, they can't get any better. Did I ever ask myself that they could get any worse? And they just continued to shock everyone. So that is with Ubisoft, guys. This is the last hurdle. I say hurdle. This is their last chance. This is literally their last chance. And this is why a lot of games in this generation of our time are getting worse and boring. Like, when you look at Star Wars Outlaws, what camera am I looking at? Kay Vess looks like the most boring character. And I said that when we were talking about it before it came out. I said, if they make her interesting, she has a good story arc, then this could be good. But a lot of people said that she's just really boring. Like, she's just a boring character. And it's like, why do you make such a generic character? Like, at least she looks like a substitute teacher. Plus, the game's unfinished. The NPCs, you can ride your bikes into animals. Nothing happens. Not saying that I want to destroy animals. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Nothing really happens. And you know what? Seeing, like, it just looks so wrong. Seeing the gameplay of Yasuke. It just looks so bad. And it's just some of the it's just such a shame. And you know what? Let's just have a look. Well, I just put best Ubisoft games. Best Ubisoft games in history. I'm just look AI overview. Assassin's Creed, obviously Assassin's Creed 2, Far Cry 3, Rayman Legends, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Odyssey, Watch Dogs. They were all so good. And these are the ones that are actually ranked, would you believe it? So, Immortals Phoenix Rising is... So some of these I won't even know. So you've got number 23. Let's just have a look through memory lane. Let's just... How is this on the list? Let's go to the top 10. So you've got Silent Hunter 3. You've got Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas. Trials Rising. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. Beyond Good and Evil. Oh, they got Assassin's Creed 2. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Far Cry 3. What's the best ones? Rayman Legends. I don't know what this is on, but Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. There has just been so many good games. But that's just rounding up Ubisoft, guys. But if you want to know what's number 22nd, is Star Wars Outlaws. Why? Wait. How is Immortals Phoenix Rising up this? 19. How is it? Get out of here. Oh, I love that game. But anyways. Not a single current gen game. Wow, they could not miss back in the day. Immortals Phoenix Rising, that was such a good game. Yeah, Black Flag wasn't on that list, but there's just been so many iconic games on Ubisoft. And just to sum up this Ubisoft section, I just remember coming home one day. I remember when me and my mum and sister, we moved out. My parents got divorced and I had my PS3. I bought a TV with my birthday money. And all I remember when Assassin's Creed 1 came out, I remember sitting on my sofa bed and was simply amazed by how good that game was. I spent hours and hours on that game till, like, literally I was play till 5 in the morning on the weekends. And it's just, Ubisoft is a totally different studio now, and they've got what's coming to them. They've prioritized quick buck, or tried to make a quick buck. They've forgotten what it means They've forgotten what it means to have a studio, to respect your gamers, customers. Guys, this is not the last time we're going to be talking about Ubisoft, can I just say.